Yo guys, how's it going? Welsh Rugby here, and this is the Welsh Rugby Show, where we round up the action from the Pro 14 from the 4 Welsh regions. So if you do enjoy, subscribe, like, and get involved in the comments below. Let's do this, starting with the Cardiff Blues. Start with the Cardiff Blues, who managed to beat Cheetahs 24-21 on Friday night at Cardiff Arms Park. Yeah, back-to-back wins in the Pro 14. Of course, last week they beat Munster. Incredible scenes there. But the Blues had to fight back in this one, and they actually started pretty poorly with the Cheetahs going ahead through Lock Steenkamp, who jumped on a loose ball. And up until about the 60th minute, it was a very scrappy game, and there wasn't that much going on for the Cardiff Blues as such. But Cardiff got themselves back into the game and scored with a lovely grubber kick for Ray Lilo to run through and to score. But it did need the TMO, it was checked and it was given. Maybe a possible knock-on, but it was given anyway. And the Blues played the best rugby in the first half, but they did lack that final pass. But the second half, things looked very bleak as the Cheetahs went ahead. Again, a grubber kick, and this time Mayan getting the try for Cheetahs. And the next try came Nico Lee replacing Van Ronsburg on a brilliant line, getting the ball through on a brilliant line. Maybe a forward pass, and we'll get on to the TMO and the ref in a minute. But the try was given for the South Africans. But finally, with 15 minutes to go, the Blues turned up, Lloyd Williams getting the try. And after a massive driving ball, Robertson then crossed with 8 minutes to go to win 24-21. But there was a lot of big decisions which the TMO had to check, which the ref had to check, and he had a mare of a game, if we're being honest. I was looking on the comments on different Facebook pages, and they were all saying, what is this ref doing? He has got so many decisions wrong. And recently I made a video about has rugby gone soft and looking at refereeing and the laws surrounding refs. And I think it's very difficult for refs. I don't deny that. But there were so many decisions in the game on Friday night that were clear mistakes that the TMO missed or that the ref just decided not to look at all. But if you're a ref, let me know in the comments below what are the challenges facing refs and what did you make of his performance as a referee on Friday. Next up is the Scarlets, who won 54-14 against the Southern Kings at Parc Scarlets. Great performance from a few individuals there. The first try, Rhys Batchel on a great line runs through his tackle, but the ball is played out. They go through the phases and into the corner goes Jonathan Davis on his return after nearly a year out due to injury and getting his 30th try in the league. We'll talk a bit more about Jonathan Davis in just a second. The next try comes out, a line out played out to Smith, who then throws the ball, lovely handoff, and he scores easily. But the Cheetahs replied with a try in the corner through Bisson, and he had a great game, but at the end we'll talk about that again. 24 minutes then, Jonathan Davis got his try, and then the Cheetahs replied, but then in came the tries for the Scarlets, and they started to score a lot of tries. I'm not going to go into details about the tries, but I want to talk about the Scarlets in general today. I thought they were magnificent in periods, but in some periods they were very poor. And let me explain. So with the ball in their hand, they were fantastic. Patchell at fly half dictating the tempo. Jonathan Davis at centre was amazing. You would never have thought he's been out for a year and he won the man of the match. 2 tries and an assist of a try. He was running that direct line brilliantly. He was opening up spaces for people. He was determined to get over the gain line and finish opportunities, and that's what he was doing. But with the ball not in hand, the Southern Kings showed what they could do against the Scarlets. And a better team than the Southern Kings would have punished them more. I don't think they would have beaten the Scarlets, but they'd have punished them more. But Southern Kings showed a few good glimpses. Playing the ball out, their second try they got was a good try, scoring in the corner with some offload after offload after offload. Ball played out, really good hands, and they scored in the corner. But Scarlets deservedly won this one.
Well, today I'm feeling a lot better than I did last week after a pathetic loss to Connor. But giving the Kings a good thumping, 54 points to 14 yesterday was exactly what the doctor ordered after last week. Still a lot of things to work on. I still think the new signings are gelling in. My verdict on them, probably Blade Hobson, good signing, really good player. Ed Kennedy again, a lot of potential with him. Jury's still out on Clayton Blumage. He's defensively dodgy, really dodgy, but attacking he does show glimpses, but I wouldn't put him against Racing or Leicester in Europe or next week against the Ospreys, to be honest. But it was good to have Foxy back yesterday. Really encouraging to see Dan Davis come in at 7 instead of Cubby. Shows how we still got a really good academy, and it was good for strength and depth as well, as we've got, you know, if we want to compete in the league and Europe, we need a real good depth in squad. Yesterday's staff players, I'd say it was Foxy definitely. It's good to see Blade Thompson again, excellent. He seemed decent when he came on, which is good to see more depth at number 8, where we've probably the only position we've lacked depth in the last couple of seasons. Scrum looked well, subs did well when they came on, breakdown we did good, and our open play, especially in the second half, was excellent. But you know, we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, because at the end of the day it was only the Southern Kings we beat yesterday, and you know, we're not the best team in the league. But a lot of improvements need doing for the next week's huge match against the Ospreys and Europe in a couple of weeks' time, and hopefully we can mount another challenge for Europe this year. Yeah, look forward to next week and hopefully celebrating a win against our nearest rivals, the Ospreys.
So Ospreys won against Zebra out in Palma 22-8, and I watched this game live, and I'm going to be honest, it was not the best game of rugby I have ever seen, but a win is a win, and Zebra and Treviso we've seen this season have improved a heck of a lot, and they're not pushovers anymore, they're not guaranteed victories. Ospreys got off the mark through a try from Morgan. He made the break and managed to get his try. Sam Davis kicked 17 points, and that took his total to 200 for the region, which is a fantastic thing for him. Congratulations to him. But as I said, the first half was very, very scrappy. Lots of turnovers, lots of silly mistakes, but fortunately for Ospreys, Zebra were not clinical enough to punish. The Ospreys, Zebra were making their own mistakes as well. I thought Luke Morgan had a really good game. He was looking lively. He obviously has come from the Sevens rugby and now into Ospreys, into 15-a-side rugby. He looked direct. He was running at people, trying to beat players and going for those tries. He played superbly throughout that match. Tuvati scored for Zebra. That was their only try of the match, and Kana kicked 3 points for them. But what does this mean for the Ospreys going into a big derby weekend, which I will be making a preview for? They'll be out on Friday. A big derby weekend against Scarlets, and as an Ospreys fan I am worried, because I just cannot see us beating the Scarlets at the moment, but more on that on Friday. But Ospreys, it's a good win away from home. They were top of the table for one part of the day, but then Glasgow, we'll hear about them in a minute, beating the Dragons, and therefore they went top. But what do you guys think of this game again? Let me know in the comments below. Now it's time to look at the Newport Gwent Dragons. So the Dragons went down at 29-13 against Glasgow up in Scotland. Lee Jones scored 2 tries for the hosts as they beat the Dragons. But Adam Warren scored a try for the Dragons, and the winger got through on a great little try. And to be honest, the Dragons played fairly well in glimpses, and they are improving a lot, I feel. I feel like they are certainly getting better. Certainly are. Tavis Noyle was back after a long injury, starting the game, and I thought he played superbly. His kicking game, especially from scrum half, his box kicking and his positional kicking and his just playing, his experience was just shining through, and I thought he played very, very well. But the Dragons are getting better, and there's a lot of talk being about Bernard Jackman, about his position. And I'm not a Dragons fan, but I would keep him because he's clearly doing something right there. It's a long-term project down at Rodney Parade for sure. But what do you guys think? Do you like Bernard Jackman? Do you want to keep him again? Let me know in the comments below. But the Dragons, with a big game next weekend against Cardiff, that's going to be an interesting one. Cardiff flying high after 2 fantastic victories, and Dragons struggling a little bit, of course. But that's going to be a great match. But again, guys, let me know in the comments below what you think.